Absolutely brilliant news to wake up to this morning. Romelu Lukaku has been dropped from the Chelsea team. This is brilliant. This is brave. This is tenacious. This is Thomas Tuchel. Romelu Lukaku has embarrassed Chelsea. He has been incredibly ungrateful to a club that has been nothing but supportive to him, to a club that has been nothing but adoring to him, to a club that has made him richer than he could have ever dreamed. He has thrown it back in our face, and there needs to be consequence. I didn't think this would happen. Chelsea have a history of backing players over managers. Think very recently, Frank Lampard. But you can cast your mind back over the years, Jose Mourinho. There have been countless examples of how Chelsea have prioritised the welfare and the happiness of our players over our manager. Thomas Tuchel is different. This is a massive statement from Thomas Tuchel. I am so happy with what he has done here because he has said player power has no place here. The players do not run this club anymore. And if you don't like it, there will be consequence. You will not play for our team. This has never happened before. Not a player this high profile. The only one, I was just thinking, the only player that I can remember ever being cast adrift, and it was incorrect, by the way. It was the one example where it happened, where it shouldn't have happened, was Florent Malouda. Malouda was forced to train with the kids for his final season at Chelsea, which was a disgrace. He was a very good player. We needed him. He didn't behave badly. But countless times players have behaved really poorly and they have been prioritised over a manager. Willian is a good example. Willian totally disrespecting Antonio Conte. Conte makes way. Willian, his Chelsea career is preserved. And there are countless examples, but this is so impressive because Romelu Lukaku needs to be told. This is more important than one game. Look, I think that Chelsea were probably going to lose this game anyway. I wasn't going into this game full of optimism, but I think that now without Lukaku, it's almost a certainty that we will lose. But what we need to do when that result comes in, if it does come in that way, is remember that Thomas Tuchel is not responsible for this. I don't want to see anybody blaming Thomas Tuchel for this defeat. This defeat, if it were to happen, lies firmly and squarely in the hands of Romelu Lukaku. Romelu Lukaku will be responsible. I think that people who back Lukaku, I don't quite understand it. A lot of Chelsea fans seem to be on his side here, despite the fact that he's treated you like idiots, despite the fact that Villa Park was reverberating to his name constantly. 90 minutes of unilateral, aggressive support for Romelu Lukaku, and that's how he talks about us. Romelu Lukaku is going to earn £60 million from Chelsea, and that is how he talks about us. Let's bear in mind, Romelu Lukaku hasn't exactly scored 20 goals this season. We've been backing him unequivocally off the back of 5 league goals. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace what has happened with Lukaku, and the fact that Thomas Tuchel has reacted like this is brilliant. I wasn't sure how it was going to go with Tuchel because his quote was cryptic. He pretty much just said, I don't like it. Yeah, we kind of know that. And then I thought he diluted it a bit. He said, I don't want to make it more than what it is. And I thought, okay, I can see where this is going. Thomas Tuchel is somewhere between a rock and a hard place. He cares about this, but he knows that his position could become untenable if Lukaku decides to push back. But he didn't. He's dropped him. And that's huge. And like I say, I didn't see it coming. When Thomas Tuchel started talking about how easy it is for lines to be taken out of context when there's translation involved, I thought that was going to be the moment where we say, oh, he didn't mean it like that, and that isn't really what he meant, and he was talking a few weeks ago as if that somehow makes it better, which we need to talk about, by the way. If these quotes happened 3 or 4 weeks ago, as is suggested, that makes them worse. That doesn't make them better. People are saying, oh, it makes it better. Maybe he's changed his opinion since then. That means that he's talking like this 3 months into a deal. 3 months into becoming our record signing. 3 months into becoming our £100 million signing. 3 months into signing a deal that's going to see him earn £60 million. 3 months into that, he's flirting with Inter Milan, a club whose fans no longer have any respect for him. They loved him, and now they don't. And that, to be honest, is how I felt. You can look back on this channel. I have done a video in the month before Chelsea signed Romelu Lukaku where I effectively made a plea, an open letter, a plea to the Chelsea board begging them to sign Romelu Lukaku. I said Romelu Lukaku is everything that we need. Romelu Lukaku is the answer to all of our problems. I loved the fact that he was a Chelsea fan. I loved the footage of him being a 16-year-old walking around Stamford Bridge, desperate to follow in the footsteps of Didier Drogba. And it was all lies. It was all lies. I was backing Lukaku over everyone. I prioritised Lukaku over the potential signing of Harry Kane. I prioritised Lukaku over the potential signing of anyone. Lukaku was the man to see Chelsea go from a decent team who managed to win the European Cup to a team that could win multiple trophies. I thought Lukaku was the answer. And this is how he repays us. I am flabbergasted. I'm still shocked and I'm still wounded. And I don't think, I'm a man who holds a grudge. I don't think I will ever forgive Lukaku for this. I really don't. I think it's so poor from him. But it is what it is. And his absence now for such an important game is a blow. I would never deny Romelu Lukaku is the best striker available at Chelsea. But it's bigger than that. There is a principle that we need to follow. And Romelu Lukaku is an unscrupulous, unprincipled charlatan of a man. And therefore, he shouldn't be playing. And I think it's the correct decision. Yes, it makes our first team weaker. Yes, it means that we are less likely to win the game. Yes, it means that the team overall is less good and it is detrimental to our ambitions of winning the league, if you still believe that's a possibility, or securing top 4 qualification. All of that is true, but I think it's the correct decision. He shouldn't be in the team. Principle comes before anything, and principle is what you do when nobody else is looking. So we need to do this. It would be so easy to let him play today and maybe drop him, make an example of him when you're playing a team where you don't necessarily need him. Chelsea need Lukaku. Anyone that plays in that position is nowhere near Lukaku's level. Timo Werner's nowhere near. Kai Havertz nowhere near. So we need him. But this is the correct decision. I'm really pleased that Thomas Tuchel has done this. We are now 11 points behind Man City. So obviously we need to beat Liverpool if there is any hope of a league title challenge. I don't believe there is, but I'm now getting slightly concerned about what Tottenham and Arsenal are getting up to be honest. So the 3 points are vital today. We need them. We desperately need them. I don't think we're going to get them, and our chances of getting them have just suffered massively because of this decision. But even with all of that in mind, even with the fact that I'm desperate for the 3 points, this is the right move. I would sacrifice these 3 points to make a stand. And I do wonder if maybe an element of this decision has been done to protect Lukaku. The reception that he would get at Stamford Bridge, I think, would be fairly aggressive. So maybe Thomas Tuchel has made a decision to protect Lukaku from the wrath of the fans. That's my 2 penneth on the situation anyway. I am really interested to hear yours. Please comment below. Let me know. Do you agree with what I've been saying? Do you agree that this is the right decision from Tuchel? Do you agree that Romelu Lukaku needed to be dropped? Or do you think this is a clanger from Tuchel and you will hold him accountable if Chelsea don't win the game? As always, very keen to hear your thoughts. Please, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please click subscribe. It really does help me out. And remember, as always, for the rest of your days, go easy, step lightly, and stay free, my friends.